Goodbye Christmas tree, hello accent chairs. So today I am continuing work on my living room. Here I'm setting up two accent chairs for the entrance of my home, the front of my living room, and hoping just to add some coziness to this spot. Also, my kids and I, when we play board games, we wind up like on the living room floor or on the couch or something, and it's not ideal. So this will also be a nice spot to play games where these chairs are. I did get the pair of chairs on Amazon, and they were pretty affordable. They scared me because they delivered one chair one day, and then it showed that the chairs were delivered. But I contacted the seller, and they said that they were sending them in two separate shipments. So I wound up getting the second chair a couple of days later, and they actually came in a few days sooner than what was projected. So I was definitely happy with that. Now, the legs on this chair are not my favorite. I would prefer like wood turned legs on the chair. So that's what I was doing there. I was measuring the front legs. So at some point, they came out to 9 inches, by the way, if anybody wants to know. But at some point, I would like to replace them with some wood, like wooden turned legs. I think they would look a lot better. Just on the front ones, the back ones are fine. And then here I added the little game table that I refinished in my last video. And it's perfect for fitting just like little small, handheld card games. And then the top was perfect for, any games that my kids and I want to play. This is my son's favorite right now. He loves soccer, football. So now this is just kind of how the space is coming together, and it's already looking so much cozier than before. Before I had my love seat in this spot, and it was not it. It was not the thing to do. Next, I'm moving along to my hutch. That space in that corner was looking very monochromatic, like everything was either white or like a cream color, and I really wanted to warm the space up. So that's what I'm gonna do here. If I can be honest and candid, this project made me question all of my life's decisions that I've ever made. That's 39 years worth of decisions, and I questioned every single one of them. It was probably up there with scraping popcorn ceilings or, acoustic ceilings. It was up there with laying floors. It was up there with removing floors, glued on floor, which I've done, all of the above. And this was right up there with all of those. It was a pain in the butt. It was not just a box shape or a box piece of furniture. So there were all these little corners, all these different directions that the grain of wood was going. And so I did my best. I will be honest, I did my best. I used the same kit that I used in the last video on my little gaming table. And again, in the English oak color. And right here, I'm not taping anything off, but then I realized I did need to tape things off. So I did my best. So the story behind this hutch was actually given to me by my grandmother years and years ago. I would say maybe like 18 years ago. And when she first gave it to me, it was actually, ironically, a wood. It was a wood finish. I think it is solid wood. It's heavy as what. But the grain was very heavy, and I never liked it. I never liked the look of it. And also where the handles are, I wish I had a picture of what it looked like originally, but also where the handles are, there used to be like metal, I don't know, like metal pieces there. And I removed those, then I wound up like sanding it and spray painting it, which was like not a good decision. Well, a lot easier than doing what I'm doing right now, but I spray painted it that off-white color. And again, I just wanted this corner in my living room to be more warm, so I am going back to a wood tone. But honestly, it winds up looking a lot better than it originally did. I wind up doing 5 coats of this gel stain finish, again in the English oak color, and I struggled a little. I got to practice a little on my gaming table in the last video with the same product, and I still struggled. I mean, I figured out on the gaming table that the roller was just going to give me a better finish and give me the look that I wanted. However, that was a smaller piece, so using it on a bigger piece, it was just a lot of trouble. So I tried everything with this. It also came with a mitt that I will bust out at some point, and I tried it, but I didn't like it. I mean, I liked it for the legs actually, because I was able to like wrap my hand around the legs, right here you're gonna see the mitt. I wrapped my hands around it and it was great coverage, but you still have to go in like on the edges with, a brush or something to get in there to get every spot. It was tricky. Overall, actually, I do like the product. It's not bad. It's just, I think it takes some technique and, getting it down. And overall, for the struggles I was having, I'm really happy with how the Hutch turned out. And also what I like about, the thing that I hated the most about this piece originally was the heavy grain, but it was also the thing that I loved the most about it, because in the end, doing this finish, I can still see the wood grain coming through, and I like that, so I'm happy with that. But again, this piece was just, it tested me, it tested my patience. And also the other thing that tested me was that the weather shifted. Like after I finished the bottom of this hutch, we wound up getting like freezing temperatures, and it wound up raining one day. I mean, so this took me probably like 5 days to complete. And I realized, the product, it tells you to, and I think any paint product, they suggest for you to paint when the temperature is like 50 to 85 degrees. That's like the ideal temperature range. And I was well below that some of these days, so it was a struggle. That's all I'm gonna say. And then I also had to, that's as far as I got with the first coat of like the English oak, the first part. And I did have to order another kit so that I could complete the project. And there also, I took it upon myself to add some padding on the bottom of that top part of the hutch, because as you can see here, it's going to touch the bottom part. So definitely wanted to kind of prevent getting any scratches. And I did a great job. I mean, this piece is heavy and I'm not graceful at getting it up by myself. So sorry that I edited that out, but I had to, because I'm not graceful at it. But I get it up there, and I get it up there without scratching up the bottom part. And as you probably saw earlier, I did also seal the top part, and then the bottom part as well, where later you're going to see that I'm going to add some decorative stuff and baskets. So here are all my colors. This is my next project, guys. I questioned myself up until I started working on this project. So a while ago, I had seen on Pinterest where someone did a DIY and they turned their video games into like where they look like decorative books. And I thought about it. I thought about investing in like some like blank boxes. You can, like cardboard boxes. I think you can get them on Amazon. And I thought about doing that and then putting my games in there. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, wait a minute, I can just use the boxes. But I did question myself. This is 100% unnecessary. But I also knew I wanted to do it because I'd been thinking about this project for a very long time. And it cost me less than $7, guys. Like the pen I'm going to show in a little bit, it was $3.99 at Hobby Lobby. And then the gold stickers that I bought, the letters and the numbers, were $2.49. So, $6.49 and then plus tax, right? So here's the first coat and the second coat of paint. And actually, so I only spent the less than $7 on this project because I used all of the paint that I already had on hand. I have a bunch of leftover paint from around the house. So the cool thing is all of these colors, with the exception of the yellow, are colors that I've used in my house. So I thought, that was just a great way to use some of that paint. And I do recommend, after putting the numbers on and putting the letters on, definitely sealing the piece after, either with Mod Podge or, even a sealer. So I'm definitely going to go back and do that to mine. I was on a time crunch to get this done and, get my video up. Okay, and so the last bit of my makeover is getting these two storage containers I originally had under my hutch into this one basket. I did measure the dimensions that I needed before, and this basket fit perfect. Now, the handles were originally vertical on this basket, and I did have to bend them down. It took a little bit of elbow grease, but I got them bent down and it fit perfect under my hutch. I love how clean this looks. I have been waiting for so long to get this done, and just imagining it and planning it in my head, and finally seeing it, come to life is wonderful. Ignore the Christmas decorations. I have literally had no time to take them down between working on these projects and then, having my full-time job. But those will definitely come down next. I'm hoping that my next project doesn't take that long. And this is just some footage of when I originally bought the home. Had the nastiest carpet. And then this is when I originally painted the living room, just so you could kind of see the different stages and where we're at now. And I'm very, very happy with this space. Thank you all for visiting, and have a wonderful evening or morning wherever you are.